We on?
Yeah, right to go.
We just thought it'd be a good opportunity put Anthony up so you can ask him. It's been a significant journey and his return to senior football. I think it's a good opportunity for you to ask some questions, so go your hardest.
Anthony, how did it feel to run out there in the third quarter?
Yeah, no, it was a dream come true, really. It's obviously been a long time, and I was just really thankful that how the boys embraced me and brought me into the game, which was nice. And thanks to Dawsey for dumping me into the ground and giving me a kick first up.
Did you think that was a bit of a lucky free, or?
Almost broke his neck.
So what was your role? I mean, you look like you're running off the wing, and then you played forward late. It's just to have a run around and.
Yeah, I think I ended up wing, half back, half forward, deep forward. So yeah, thrown around a bit, which was nice.
And you nearly kicked that goal in the last term, mate.
Yeah, don't remind me.
You look like you're into it mindset, Anthony, that goal.
Oh no, I was just pretty cooked at the end of it, but no, I should have finished.
Ross, obviously a great night for the club. Your members and fans at home didn't get to be a part of it. Can you just explain why, Darwin, you thought this was the week to bring Anthony in?
I think you're complicating it. He was selected to be picked. We never took in the geography or opposition. We don't work like that. My responsibility is to pick a team to win games of AFL football. So, I mean, and respectfully, you're making presumptions about how we went about in the thought process. That's not what happened. Anthony's had to earn it with good form and fitness, and he worked to a level of opportunity, and he was always going to play. Clancy Pearce was really out, and Stephen Hill, last kick of the day, I come off the track and never even knew. So we announced Anthony on the track, and come off the track, and Stephen Hill had to have a quad scan the next day and had tweaked it. So it was regardless, Anthony was in.
Ross, from a coaching perspective, how pleasing is it to see what he's achieved come to fruition? I mean, 4 years is a long time in football, full stop, let alone when what Anthony's had to battle.
So how do
you feel about seeing what he's achieved over the past, given your time at the club?
Well, obviously I didn't see Anthony come through the door, and watched him from afar in 2010, first-year player, so he's had his journey interrupted significantly, and in my time there, you know, selfishly we always wanted an AFL powerful midfielder back, and that's what we still want, and that's been prized open a little bit more tonight. So obviously, from my point of view as a representative of the club, you know, objectively, this club's support for Anthony has been amazing. You know, all our conditioners, physios and doctors have played a part, but ultimately it's been Anthony's willpower and desire to get back and play that's the real story. But certainly the support from the Fremantle Dockers has been a significant part as well. So as a neutral sort of person, really, I'd like to acknowledge that as well. And but really simple for us, we want, you know, Anthony's a really good person, but we're in the business of winning footy games. We think he can be significant in the journey we're on going forward, and you know, he's only 22, 23. 23. So he's missed 3 years of build, but clearly you can see him, and he's coming quickly. So, you know, he'll play next week, and he does what he does, and then he'll play the next week, and he'll have to continue to fight for his spot. But it's a feel-good story, isn't it?
Is he likely to get a full game next week?
Yeah, it's a good question. One I can't probably answer at the minute. I think. Yeah, we would like to do that. That's the progression. Yeah, we haven't thought about starting him really. But Darwin, the only thing we did think about the geography was the humidity, and you know, it was going to be tough. So certainly back at Perth, his condition may allow him to do that. Yeah.
Anthony, did it feel as though the game has changed a lot in the last 4 years since you were last out there, or was it always going to be a big adjustment, do you think?
Oh, that's probably really irrelevant. I don't really remember 4 years ago. I think what's happened is I've played 10 to 15 weeks of waffle footy, and at that level of competition you sort of get a good feel of competitive footy. So it was just a progression from there, and to tell you the truth, I didn't find it overly different, which was good.
Ross, you expect Anthony to be in your...
Sorry, how's your body feeling now? Right now, like...
Fine.
There was no... Does it, to go up a level, does it Did you notice that difference relative to the waffle?
No, well, the thing I take into account is that our training sessions obviously take us above and beyond what most of the time a game is. So yeah, I've pushed my body to levels that are probably further than that. So I was really comfortable.
Ross, do you expect Anthony will be in your best 22 come finals time? Is that the plan?
Can we just enjoy the moment for a little bit? You know, I think it's an unfair question to be. At the end of the day, all our players pick themselves, yeah. So it's first. I think it's an unreasonable question. I think that, to quote Eddie McGuire, in the fullness of time, that question will be answered. You know what I mean? So.
Can you just touch on Pavlich and Hill and where they're at?
Yeah, I think Hill. I said I come off the track and there's frowns going everywhere, and Stephen was icing up his quad. So it's only a really minor tweak, but he won't play. Really, it's a 3-week injury, so he's got a little bit of rehab to do. And then Matthew woke up, got off the plane, woke up crook, so we changed our emergencies, flew one up, and really I walked into the team meeting today, and he was no good. So he flew home earlier, ill.
So it was purely the illness thing, because he got a cork last week, didn't he? But that wasn't.
I find it funny. I told you he woke up ill, and now we're talking about cork. So yeah, I'm telling you the truth. Yeah.
What do you think of Michael's debut? Showed a bit.
Michael Apnes? Yeah, tough conditions. Probably could have been paid a couple of free kicks, I thought. But yeah, he's a brutal competitor. You know, we worry about him hurt now, guys. So. Look, he was 200 centimetre, fierce key forward. He's a big future at our club, you know. So we've got him and Tabernar coming through, some young talls, Alex Pearce and those guys. So yeah, we're thrilled with tonight, you know, with Apnes debuting and Anthony really, in a sense, a debut, you know. But I was positive.
Ross, you're a long time in the game. Can you remember a situation like Anthony's where the players had that sort of a run and that period of maybe Neil Danaher?
Yeah, I think you'd been as long as me. And nothing that I've been close to as this, you know. So from afar, you had Neil Danaher, you know, when the surgeries, when there's many options, was a really tragic tale, footy tragedy, wasn't it, really, for a great player on the rise. Yeah, Nick Malcheski at the Swans, you know. So, but I think this is as significant as any. But clearly, Anthony doesn't want to be known about Rico's. Anthony wants to know he's on his journey now, kickstart his career to become a great player. And you know, we're on a journey as a club. We want to win a premiership, so Anthony wants to be a part of that, and that's his story now. Hopefully, you know, we can. I think we always acknowledge it, but you know, it's a brutal competition. We treat him equally now, and we go. But that's how Anthony wants to be treated. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anthony, I guess over the last 3 years, emotionally, you've had plenty of ups and downs. Is there a day that sticks out at all as the hardest day? Is there
I think when you do, you need it's pretty big day, but yeah, it's hard to really focus in on the bad times. I've sort of tried to left those in the past, so yeah, I'm not trying to dwell on any of that stuff.
And when you've said several times there were times where you thought you mightn't get back, how close did you ever come to sort of calling it all off? And
I never got close to calling it all off. I think when you're full of emotion, you tend to say stuff that is off the cuff. But yeah, when I'm thankful for my upbringing and stuff like that I was able to keep going on. Yeah, just because of the person that I've been moulded into.
Anthony, how special was it when you and your father up into the game?
Yeah, definitely. They were all a part of. He was big part of the last 3 years and keeping me going. So yeah, I think it's very special to have him here, and yeah, I know he would have appreciated it.
Ross, was tonight one of your better four-quarter performances, you think?
Yeah, I think it's a really good observation. We're really concerned, you know, like we want to be an anywhere, anytime team, but we know Paul's going to play really competitive footy, and there's enough results going around in AFL footy if, you know, 4 of our very best out really with Johnson and Walters and Hill and Pavlich, that if attitudinally you're not right in, it's a real threat. So to do what we did tonight after probably the first 15 minutes a little bit slow, I thought, you know, we're uncompromising the way we went about it tonight. I thought it was really we're quite ferocious around the ball in the contest, and you know, we had 61 entries, dominated the game, took the game on, so it was really positive performance. You know.
Early on, but
Ross had a lot of possession early,
Yeah,
but
they
the
did.
inside 50s were 2-1 in your
Yeah,
favour.
yeah.
Were you almost happy to concede possession without territory?
Oh, well, we'd like to get it back off, and we thought they kicked it around too much for our liking. We were chasing them a little bit, and we know they control the ball really well. So I think that's their history this year. So we spoke about quarter time, just shutting those outlets down and really playing it in our... And I thought early we were being a bit cute with the ball, so we just started to drive it in to, one-on-ones and 50-50s, because it's very difficult. We only took 10 marks inside 50. I think we had 3 to half time. So that was a bit of a focus. Yeah, we didn't like them kicking it around as much as we did. We'd like to get it back off them earlier. But we were playing with penetration. But we were lacking crumbs, so we just restructured up, and we got Ballantyne and Sylvia more at the feet of the talls, and that sort of worked with us with Maine. But early, we're kicking in, was getting swept out. After, particularly half time, we're kicking in and we're getting good crumb.
Ross, with Hawthorn and Port going down, it's been a great weekend for you. The ladder seems to be opening up a bit.
Yeah, look, I see the ladder all the time, and people talk about it all the time, and it's a good indicator where you're at. But all I know is talking about it and seeing other... There's one thing we can control, and that's our footy. And if I've learnt one thing, the only thing that can control the ladder for your own club is winning games of footy. So, other than that, it's meaningless. So I can't control it. It's good to be where we are. It's a good indicator. We're tracking okay, but as soon as you breathe out or you worry, you rely on teams to win or lose, you lose control of your own destiny. So we feel we write our own story, and that's what we've done for a while. We aim to continue to write our own story.
Just McFarlane's probably been forgotten a bit tonight with so much else going on. He came through well, and he's
a terrific leader for us. I thought a bit undermanned against two probably really massive. I thought early when we were under a little bit of pressure, he was fantastic in that first quarter. He's a significant player for us, and we looked after him at the end. So injury-wise, on the surface, we seem to have got out unscathed, which is positive for us.
Right.
Thanks, Chris.